All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Make sure we're live here on. Oh, there's Bubba coming in. Let me see if I can add him to the stage. And we are live on Instagram and YouTube. And let me see. Bubba, are you there? Yeah, you're there. And,
Bubba, are you there? Bubba, to stage 4.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Come here. This is you?
Bubba,
is that me?
Stage 4, please. Warm up.
How you guys doing?
I'm good, man. How are you guys?
Good.
Oh, wow.
Good. Been a busy day. I didn't catch the call today. How was it on the Steve Rozenberg group?
I wasn't there. Bubba was, but I'll give you the overview of who he is, and you guys can kind of, Bubba can talk about it. So Chris Ty is a good friend of mine. I've been coaching him for about 5 years. He's done some high-level mansion coaching with me and big events and stuff. And you know, he started off as a property manager, and that's how I met him and was coaching him with that. And then he realized that's a tough industry, and he also started a contracting business to service the property management industry at the time.
Sure.
And so he decided that he wanted to shed the property management company. He was in the country of Seattle, and so he decided he wanted to exit the country and come down to Texas. So he moved to Houston, and I was kind of showing him about virtual assistants and how to do it. And me and my business partner, Pete, were talking about it with him, and he was trying to grasp the idea. And this is before it was a big thing. Fast forward now, he's got his contracting company, which is basically solely run by virtual assistants. He does a lot of government contracts all over the country, and his virtual assistant teams are doing the work basically from what I taught him. Essentially, you know, he's expanded it from what I did, but the basics are what most people have trouble with. And so I think today, correct me if I'm wrong, Bubba, he was showing people how he's done it. Is that what he did?
Yeah, he went through the whole process from the beginning to where he hired his first one, then his second, and his third, and his fourth, and how some of them are sales, and some of them do his bookkeeping and the bidding and estimating. And then they have the once a week or every couple of day meeting, and after the project, they go over and do the profit off of it and everything. So,
yeah, it's pretty, you know, again, it's as limiting as your brain will allow it is the best way I could say. Like the people will have a hard time with the virtual assistant world just because they don't know it, you know, and I used to always say the reason we don't like virtual assistants is because it means you have to truly run your business and not have a job, because you have to walk away and it shines a light on the weaknesses in your business. So you have to be okay going, oh man, there's the huge gap in this, you know, train track here that I've been holding the whole time, and now I have to let someone else do it. And I think that's a challenge we have as entrepreneurs of letting people understand that to truly own a business, that's duplication is the key. And you know, I think it's a big fear for most entrepreneurs, don't you?
Yeah, no, I did. Absolutely. I was on with one of my clients today, and he was talking about just getting going with the virtual assistant. And I said, well, he was, you know, basically had a locked down for 40 hours a week, right? And I said, well, what are you having her do? And he was telling me, and I said, okay, so she could answer the phone, right? He said, well, absolutely, yeah, her English is great and everything. I said, so why isn't she answering your phone? And he said, I don't really know. And I said, what would it look like if she started answering your phone tomorrow? And the light bulb went off, and it was like, oh my word, I've got this capacity and I'm not using it. So I think as business owners, oftentimes, and Steve, you can attest to this, Bubba, I know you certainly can. We try to do it all, right? And then there's that fear of letting go, and nobody does it like us, right? And if we're truly trying to hire people that are smarter than us, there are probably people in our organization or outside, whether it's virtual or not, who probably could bring a little something to the table. So getting out of our own way can make a huge impact. I just want to say welcome to Michelle Bunker is here. Casey Bernard is here. Bubba Hogan, Steve Rozenberg. What's up, fellas?
Steve, what's going on, buddy? It's good to see you. Well, I don't see you, but good to.
Yeah,
good
David Zemchek is
face,
here
man.
as well. Yeah, good to see you guys.
Yeah.
So Yeah, Steve. And guys, if you're just jumping in, I'm here with Steve Rozenberg and Bubba Hogan, and I'm Bob Turner, and we are working together to really put Steve's daily sales accelerator program on the map. We're also working with a great friend of ours, Richard Nordheim. I only gave him about 8 minutes notice before jumping on the live, so he couldn't make it. Maybe he'll pop in. He's got the link, so if he jumps in, we'll see him. But Steve, could you take a few minutes and just let people know kind of what we're up to and what the daily sales accelerator looks like and what we're looking to accomplish?
Yeah, and I like to back up a minute because I think that my background of being an airline pilot is all about systems, structure, checklist, processes, procedures, and while that is important and that is vital, right, to build a business, because if you don't have those things, you don't own a business. Let's face it, you own a job, and it's probably a shitty paying job that's very stressful at that. However, I think the thing that most people miss, and this is why I push so hard on the sales. When we were building our business, me and my business partner, we were the fastest growing company in Texas, and I was in charge of sales and marketing. Like, that's what I did. I was we'll say, the tip of the spear. While you may have systems in place, but if you're not making any money, it doesn't matter, right? You can have the best systems in the world going into bankruptcy court. It doesn't matter. So I am a big believer that people need to learn how to make money, not just to make money, but make recurring revenue so that you can go build the systems, employ the staff, buy the software to actually have the life that you want to have. If you have no money, nothing else matters. And so what I've learned from working with, thousands of contractors and speaking on stages and, late night drinking sessions and with all these guys smoking cigars, their challenge, yes, is systems, but that's part two. Part one is they don't know how to make money. They don't understand who their target client is. They don't understand that sales is really just communication. It's not bullying someone. It's not just talking over them. It's understanding what are their challenges and what are your solutions to the challenge. And it's your, sales is selling your spouse on where you want to go to dinner, getting your kids to make their bed, right? I mean, in any conversation, you are selling them or they are selling you. And I think at the end of the day, a lot of people they think like, I'm not a salesperson. And I'm like, well, that's bullshit. You are, because you sold yourself that you suck at sales. So you did the ultimate sale. You sold yourself. Congratulations. So my thing is the reason you guys are so good, you and Richard and Bubba, is that you guys are in the heat of battle. You guys are contractors. You guys are fighting this out. So who better than to have a conversation with other people that are trying to learn sales than you guys that are in the heat of battle? You could say, oh, well, Steve this, Steve that. But I just think that collectively, all of us doing this, we're the sum of the parts, and I'm a big believer that if you have enough people around you and you're in the right pool, you are going to excel. And listen, I've seen it with Bubba. I've seen it with you. I've seen it with Richard. You guys are products of the product. You guys are killing it out there. Not that you're the smartest in the world. I mean, you're not the dumbest, but you're not. Just throw it out there.
Best looking, though.
You are the best looking. Bubba has the best feet. Bubba has
Gosh
the best
darn it, people like us.
Yes. But I just think that, listen, man, that there is no single bullet. As Bubba says, there's 100 BBs. And so it's a matter of one guy, and this is what I always tell people, like, look, Casey's on here. Casey's a great example. Like, I'm a brick in people's road, right? I am just a piece of the puzzle for people. I'm not an end all be all. I am a piece that I've known Casey for 2 years now. I've known you guys. Like, we're all going to be in each other's lives, and things are going to circle back and circle forward, because that's just how things work in this world. There's no one person. You're not going to learn everything from me in the Daily Sales Accelerator. That's why you're on there, Bob. That's why Bubba's on there. That's why Richard's on there. Collectively, we can all be better to create the lives that we want if we just work together as a team and as a unit.
Yeah, absolutely. I've had a blast being a part of it. Bubba, we haven't heard from you yet, and I know you've been having a great time on the Daily Sales Accelerator, particularly with Thursdays when we do sales role plays. Can you talk a little bit about maybe your trajectory in the sales game and what sales role playing did for you?
Role playing. Well, I mean, I guess it all started learning how to communicate. 25 years in the sheriff's office, you learn to communicate with people, unless you want to fight every time you stop somebody. I mean, you got to have the art of persuasion. So I guess 25 years of that, and throughout the years, and then kind of picking it up and utilizing some of that they taught us even in the academy. The verbal judo, more or less, is what they called it then, to keep from actually fighting somebody. You persuade them and talk to them and get them to go their way. So kind of converting that over into a sales position to get people to sell, and doing a lot of role plays. You get better at it, fine tune your craft, and before you know it, I mean, you role play like it's kind of like dreaming big. So you role play big, get the big numbers out there, and before you know it, people are going to be calling, and you're going to sell the big jobs. It's going to scare you when you say it in live, when you're talking to a real customer in life, and that you want to pull it back. But before you know it, they're going to say, really? And they're going to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's your favorite thing about a role playing with a new person when they start?
Where's
kind
Richard?
of a look. Where's Richard?
I don't know. I mean, some of it's just messing with them. I like playing around a little bit at first, but you're sitting there and work with. It's like I tell people, it's like an act, and like doing like a Broadway play. They don't go in there and run through the entire skit the entire time, first time. So when I start role playing with people, we'll work on just the introduction, how you answer the phone, how you're calling, if you're getting called or if you're answering the phone, how are you going to start building that rapport with them right away?
Right.
Start making them feel important. I've been on the phone as long as 30 minutes with people and never even talk about the job. We know everything about each other at the end. And they're like, when you coming over to do the job? And we hadn't even discussed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of subtle differences too, where like one of the things and I could tell a lot about somebody when you start a role play and they start the call, ring, and, hi, is this Bob? And then at that very moment,
you just called my cell phone, stupid. Who do you think it is?
Exactly. At that moment, you're no different than that guy that's been chasing them around trying to sell that extended car warranty, right? Versus, hey, it's Bubba, the Mid-South Pond guy, giving you a call, ba 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 ba, and little things like that are things that I picked up and decided that, okay, I need to change how I sell and how I communicate. And the role play stuff for me really helped me learn how to communicate. Really, I thought I was a pretty good communicator, thought I was really good at sales, but what I really didn't know was just how to listen and how to shut up and actually say, hey, how can I help you the most? And when I started doing that, things took off, started having a lot better results. So,
and
yeah.
you bring up a good point, Bob. I think a lot of times when people think of sales, again, they just want to talk the person into submission. They just want to throw up as much shit as they can out of their mouth, just in hopes that the person doesn't ask them the question, right? The death question of, well, how much or something. And my thing is like, sales is about listening. It's about understanding what are their problems, because my thing is if you're in sales and you are selling someone, let's say Bubba is selling fish food for koi fish in the pond, but these people don't own a pond. And he just wants to sell it as quickly as he can to just get it over with. Then I would say, well, what about your morals and your ethics that you're selling something to someone that they don't need? So understanding that you have two ears and one mouth and you use them proportionately is so important, because we have to understand that, first of all, are we even talking to the right person? Is Bubba even talking to someone who owns a pond that has fish? And what is their problem? Their problem is their fish are fucking hungry. Okay, then I have a solution to your problem. But if he's selling something to someone that doesn't have a problem, you're never going to be a good salesperson, because you're not solving a problem. Sales is all about solving a problem, and that's how a transaction happens. And I think what we learn is, Bobby, you said something earlier I think is important, is that when we are in a conversation with someone, what we think we're good salespeople, but that's just our perspective looking out. For the people on this call, like, do you ever actually ask them, why did you call me? Like, why? Or even the people that hired you, like, why are you using me? I'm just curious. And we're so afraid because we think like we we did like this judo snap to them and they're like, oh my God, I'm paying you? Like, I didn't even realize that. It's like, so instead of that, why not just say like, hey, I'm just curious, like, why'd you hire us? Why'd you use us? They will tell you. Now you're like, okay, if you keep asking enough people that question and you keep getting the same answer, hey, maybe that's what you should start focusing on as your pitch in your script to make sure that you're solving that problem. Now, and as you know, in the sales training, if you're not grading your clients, A through D of their level of good to bad, we'll say, because you want to ask your good clients, but then you also want to ask your bad clients. How'd you find me? Why'd you use me? These are the things that I think we don't ask because we are so interested in what we want to tell them. We never actually ask them why they hired us.
Absolutely. Want to welcome Richard Nordheim.
Richard, thanks for joining the party, brother.
How we doing? Just trying to close a bunch of sales. They're kicking me out of the office. They're telling me I'm retiring as of June 1st, so I got a shitload of stuff to get done.
You're going on a cruise, right?
I am going on a cruise to Norway.
Nice. That'll be good.
Richard,
nice that your business is making money and running without you while you're gone.
That's exactly what I'm setting everybody up for, success. 100%.
I love it, man. Cool.
Richard, I was telling these guys that you were helping us handle the daily sales accelerator calls, particularly the handling objections is one of the ones that you've done a lot. And while we've got folks on here and just kind of clarifying what everybody's doing, take a minute to just share what you're bringing to the table with regard to your experience going forward and what you can contribute to the DSA, as I call it.
Well, it's our experience. So, I mean, I've been through several different businesses. I've been employees of businesses. I've run them, several of them. I've been through issues with partners that turned into a crash and burn scenario. I've been through the fire. So my experiences can certainly be somebody else's benefit. If I was to say you're going to be going off a cliff, you might want to listen to me if I see you going that route. I'll throw you a rope, hopefully get you to pull back. I think
absolutely.
Our experiences are everything, right? I mean, that's how we got here. Like Steve will say, what are you involved in the coaching group for? It's to not make the same mistakes that other people made. So if you learn through my pain, that's a huge benefit to you.
Right.
Yeah, right. I think all of us probably have enough battle scars, right, on our backs and arrows in our chests of customers, clients, other people, whatever it is. It's like I always tell people, like, we are all going to pay the bill. Everyone on this call, we are paying the bill. The question is do you want to pay in time or money? You're going to pay. It's either going to take you 12 months or 12 years. You can take from collectively all of us thousands and thousands of transactions of mistakes. Because when you think about like the daily sales accelerator and everything, what you're buying is you're buying our mistakes. And I think we could all agree that in the last 20 years, we have made some probably pretty colossal fuck up mistakes that we have done that people are going, okay, I don't want to make that mistake and I'm going to avoid that one. But if you're doing it your first time on your own, it's like you're driving down the highway at 90 miles an hour and there's a huge boulder in your way and you have no idea what's coming your way. And we're all going like, dude, center lane, big boulder, get in another lane. And you're just flying along. So you're going to pay the price. We've all paid the price, right? I'm tired of paying prices. That's why I hang out with you guys, because collectively we can all say, get in the right-hand lane, not the center lane, because someone has been in that center lane at some point, right? I mean, you guys agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe even last week.
You know what? And that's the thing, man. I tell you what, that's a good point, Richard, is there's no assumption that just because you hit it once, you're never going to hit it again. Or like, I mean, myself included, I have made mistakes. I'm like, God damn it. Why did I do that again? Like, I knew it. And I freaking walked right into that path. Because we're human, right? We're human.
Yeah.
We deal with emotions. I mean, that's who we are. I mean, it'd be nice if we're all robots, but we're not. And being a business owner is the toughest thing because, I mean, there's no school, right? I mean, doctors go to medical school, lawyers go to law school, entrepreneurs, there's no school for us, you know, and that's hard because the only school we all went to was the school of how to become a good employee. And so understanding how to do something different than what we are trained to do is it's not natural. It is tough, man. We are defying odds. It's like flying in an airplane. Planes aren't made to fly. It's called gravity, right? And you get enough power behind a plane and it'll fly. I mean, shit, you get a piece of plywood, enough power behind it, it'll fly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wasn't a good employee.
Unemployable, is that the term?
I was always, looking out the window in school. They're like, "What are you doing? You're a daydreamer." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm out of here." Right? The craziest thing, right? So all through school, they tell you got to be book smart. Do this, do this, do this, do this, and I'm like, "Shit, this sucks." Right? Oh, you're a straight C student. That's great. You have the potential. You can do more. The day I got out of school, I was like, holy shit, there's tons of crap for me to learn. This is awesome. And I was a sponge.
Yeah. Yep. Well, no, I wasn't too different from that, Richard. I really enjoyed the sports, was smart enough to do about any class, but didn't really care all that much. I'd pay attention long enough to figure I had it figured out. Then I'd take a couple of weeks off mentally, and then there'd be a test.
Yep.
Oh shit!
And think about it, man. We take a test every day, right? As entrepreneurs. I mean, whether it's with our employees, our customers, our finances. I mean, every day we're in testing phase, right? You don't get days off, you know, and that's the challenge. Is we're all just trying to figure out this maze in this mousetrap a better way, right? I mean, I think the challenge that a lot of entrepreneurs have is they get caught up, and you guys know that in personal reasons as well, is that we get so caught up in being busy, we forget to go enjoy the life, you know? And I mean, you know, like Richard, you're going on the cruise. I know, Bubba, you go on a lot of cruises. Bob, I think you do a couple of Ironmans, if I'm not mistaken.
You know, I try to keep that down on the down low, but you know, sometimes every once in a while, someone will bring it up, they'll sniff it out, and it just leaks out. But yeah, I have done maybe 6 or so. I think I don't know.
Has nothing to do with what's behind you.
Those things. Don't worry about those.
I'm gonna have to do another one because I'm getting to be a has-been.
Those at the local yard sale.
Tough crowd. Oh man, no, it's good to have you guys on, and I've been doing the daily live every day for the last 117 days or so, and just trying to. We talk a lot about discipline, and we talk a lot about consistency, and how really, you know, hey, I got to get motivated to do this. I don't really have to get motivated to do it. It doesn't matter whether I'm motivated to come down the stairs, flip this stuff on, and go every day, because I committed to, I call it live 365. I'm going to do it every single day all year long and see where that gets me. And this has been fun. It wouldn't have probably come about. This wouldn't have come about probably if I hadn't been doing it and using StreamYard and going here and going there. And Steve and I got together and said, hey, let's do more of that and see if we can have a greater presence and get a bunch more people aware of what we're up to. So Roy Dahl just jumped on. Good to see you. And it's fun. I'm having a good time with it. I'm learning more and getting to know people. We're doing different topics on the daily. Guys, if you're interested in joining the Daily Sales Accelerator with Steve Rozenberg and the group of us, I'll pop a different link in, but there's a link to his website on there. That'll get you there. If you're interested, DM one of us, okay? Because we can probably save you a few bucks and get you in there and make it worth your while, get you a try at it. We're doing it all this week free. So tomorrow and Friday, tomorrow there'll be, I believe, I don't want to misspeak, but I'm pretty sure we're doing role play with Bubba tomorrow. And then I'm not sure if it's me on Friday or Richard or Bubba or one of us, but one of us has got it on Friday. And we'll get Steve in there as well. But
Is
we
it
really
Bubba
want
or me? Who's going tomorrow, Bubba? You or me?
I thought they had you on the schedule, but I'll
Okay.
be there. So I guess
Yeah,
either one of us.
Oh,
we'll all be
do it.
there.
There we go. Yeah. And listen, man, I got to say that I guess my question to you, Bob, is like, just from you putting in the reps, right?
Mhm.
I mean, it's like, in all seriousness, doing an Ironman is a lot of work. It's very hard.
Sure.
You got to put in a lot of reps when no one was looking. You had to get up when everyone was sleeping. You had to go the extra mile. So do you think that similar?
Come on, Richard.
Come on, rookie move,
Hey,
man. Is it time to go?
yeah.
Is that
Hey,
What kind of
Rookie.
bush league move
This
is
is
that?
Was that
this is
remove
my
button?
admin calling. She's got stuff to do.
It's
They
good.
gotta work.
There goes our train of thought.
I was in a moment, man. I was
Right.
I
It was
in
the
a
one time he
moment.
was going to say something nice about me.
Something
Rewind.
profound.
Rewind.
That moment's over. No,
Yeah.
like what are your thoughts of like the commitment that you've done, and how has that helped you in other aspects? Like doing this today, like doing what you've been doing. Dude,
Sure.
I give you credit, man.
Thanks.
You've got to have that stick-to-itiveness that, and I'm sure you've had doubts of going, you know what, maybe I shouldn't, maybe whatever. But you're here every day, and I give you credit for that, man.
Well, thank you. Well, one of the things with a couple things I'll share. The easiest part about doing an Ironman is signing up, right? The easiest part about going live 365 was saying, hey, I'm going to do this every day for the next year, right? And there's been tough days in between. But one of my favorite lines, and I can't remember who shared it with me, but favorite ways to describe the Ironman race itself is it's not a game of who's the fastest. It's a game of who slows down the least. And that's really more what I'm trying to do is just not come off the gas, just stay consistent. The talk I did today was about being the example that I am to others. And I talk a lot about my book, and I would be remiss if I didn't, let everybody know that they can buy the book at Amazon.com. Bubba would be really disappointed if I didn't plug this.
Amazon bestseller.
As you should, brother.
Right. And the edge is formed in the adversity, guys. So it's like we kind of expect it. There you go. There's the copy. There's the copy. We kind of expect it to come. Like there's been days where it's been really hard to get it in, right? But we're getting it in. Hey, I'm going to come to Houston next month. Still got to get it in. We're getting it done. It gets done. And that's helped me. You guys have known, and I've shared this. I've struggled over the last year and a half just getting my reps in the gym and getting the workouts done because I've been going so hard in the paint on the business stuff. And actually this stretch of time going live every day has helped me start to put some discipline back together, and has helped me start to throw some consistency into the workouts and actually getting my sleep dialed in. So yeah, it's been fun.
And look, this is the one thing I'll say, and I'm gonna have to jump in a minute here, and this is to anyone here. The reality is nobody cares. Like if Bob doesn't show up tomorrow, nobody's gonna care. Bob should care more than anybody. And the same for all of you in what you're doing with your sales training, being the best version of yourself. The reality is nobody cares if you win or fail. Nobody cares. You need to care more than anyone else. Like you've got to show up for yourself, for your employees, my thing is if you say you're going to do it, then you do it. It's very simple. Dave cares. See, Dave cares for you. That's good. But and I just think it's a big challenge that you have to care more than anyone else in your business, in your life, all this shit. And right. The reality is you become a better person despite what other people say. Like you fucking get up. My thing is as far as I'm concerned, I don't have competition. I'm the one that they're looking at going, shit, what's he doing now? That's how I want to be. I want them to go like, fuck, now he's got Bob and Bubba and Rich. Like, oh, okay, things are moving. Yeah, things are fucking moving. And they're going to keep moving. And we're going to go from third gear to fifth gear very quickly because that's what we do. So I think that a lot of people are going to be a little bit, they think it's kind of like us, right? We all have to think to ourselves is, if I don't show up tomorrow, is anyone going to care? When I show up tomorrow, are they going to go, fuck, he's here again? Like this guy is not quitting. Like this guy is getting up. And so that's my kudos to you, Bob.
Thank you.
Good job showing up, brother.
I always tell guys when I'm racing them, you might be faster than me. You're not going to out tough me, but I'll be around when the dust settles, and that kind of scares them a little bit. You
Yeah.
do whatever you want. I'll be around when the dust settles. So,
Yeah.
guys, thank you. I believe we got to run. Steve had a tight window today, but thank you. Appreciate it. Wanted to jump on. Encourage you to join the Daily Sales Accelerator. We're doing it every day. Sales training. If that's confusing to you or you don't know what we were talking about tonight, this evening, DM me, DM Bubba, DM Richard, hit Steve up, whatever. We'll get you signed up, get you going, get your sales.
Yeah, we got a free trial. Try it. Let's date before we marry. So come and check it out, and we'll give you a free week to try it out and see if you like it. Like, see if it actually could make you more money. I mean, what worst thing that could happen is your bank account could go up. Whoa, that would be weird.
Rock and roll, baby.
Rock and roll.
Baby needs shoes. Baby needs shoes.
That's right. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
See you guys.
Needs use.
Appreciate you. Bye-bye.